right, today I'm giving my thoughts on the movie The Woman King. Warning, as always, I'm going to spoil everything through this movie. All right, so this is a movie set in the 1920s where we go to the African kingdom of Dahomey. And in that kingdom, we have this group of women warriors called the Agoje. And we have one of the leaders of the Agoje, a woman named Naniska, and then another younger member who is joining the Agoje named Nawi, who we later find out is actually Naniska's daughter. And all of these people are on this mission against the Oyo, who is another group of people in this kingdom who are actually helping out the slavers and just being a part of the slave trade. I saw it about a week ago. I ended up going to a 6 p.m. showing on Saturday. Usually they have about 20 to 25 minutes of trailers before each of the movies starts. So I actually didn't arrive until about 6:10, and I thought surely the trailers will still be going on. I won't miss any of the movie. But lo and behold, I get in there, and at 6:10, the movie has already started. It looks like it's already well into it. So I stare at the screen for maybe 20 seconds, and I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to miss these first few minutes of the movie, so I'm just going to go to another showing. And so all I had to do was go up to the ticket counter, and they let me just exchange that ticket for another one at 7 p.m., so just an hour later. And so I get into the 7 p.m. showing, and I'm watching the movie, and it's like, okay, this is much better. And then we're about 2/3 through the movie, right at the scene where it is revealed that Nawe is actually Naniska's daughter, and they're in the pool and they're talking and they're like taking the tooth out of the shoulder and whatnot. So we get exactly to that scene, and then the sound cuts out completely. And not just like for a second, the sound cuts out for like 15 minutes. And meanwhile, the movie is still going on, and we're still seeing the scene play out and like all these other scenes play out just like without any sound. So they get 15 minutes into that. They finally figure out how to, I guess, pause the projector. And so then they pause the movie for another 10 minutes. And then finally, eventually, they like rewind it back to the scene where we're finding out that Nawe is Naniska's daughter. And then they play it all the way through. And so just like a couple of things that were going through my mind throughout all of this. The first was just like, wow, is the universe against me seeing this movie? The second was just like, why did it take so long for them to fix the problem? Back in the day, they used to have people actually manning the projectors for the whole movie. And now they don't really have staff there looking after the projectors. And so if a problem like this happens, they either have to go and call someone in, or they have to have one of the ticket counter people do it, but they don't necessarily know how the projectors work. And then it was also just a little bit of a lesson of like, you can't control everything in life. There is no controlling this horse that we call life. And once I got into that mindset, I was able to enjoy the movie even with all of this other stuff going on. All right, so that is enough from my experience. Let's get into the actual movie. First of all, the things that landed for me. The first thing I'll call out is just the design and how the whole country was visualized. This is not really a version of Africa that I have seen before in movies. It kind of gave me similar vibes to when I saw Black Panther, and just a more optimistic and beautiful and fuller portrayal of Africa. And apparently they were trying to be pretty historically accurate to what Africa, or at least this kingdom, would have looked like in terms of the dress and the surroundings. The second thing I really liked was the acting, which I thought was stellar all across, especially Viola Davis, who plays Naniska. I think she just owns every scene that she is in, even the ones where she's not talking. She's just bringing this kind of air of authority and just badassness. I was reading that she's 57 years old right now, but she still looks like she could just like beat someone up. The action I also liked, especially just all of the scenes with the Agoje fighting, especially the scene at the end where it's like one of the final battles and they have the whole like gunpowder explosion and then they're fighting against the Oyo. And then finally, I liked how they portrayed the actual topic of slavery. It's a topic that is hard to talk about in any films or just like in life in general, just because of how bad it was. And I have to say, like, sometimes I have found it just really uncomfortable to watch any depictions of slavery, just being Black myself. I remember I watched the movie way back called Django Unchained, where they show some depictions of slavery. And I remember almost being just like traumatized by that movie, and I just found it very upsetting. And then there was like a while where I wouldn't watch any movies on that topic at all. But that was back then, and now I'm really glad that I watched this movie and just how they've depicted it. And the whole other just angle to the story, that it wasn't just the white people participating, it was also some of the people in Africa who were participating and helping perpetuate this whole institution of slavery. And then I have to say, you know, the mixed Fabio-looking character who is the love interest for Nawi. I did find that character interesting and that just dilemma interesting, that he is participating with the slavers and is like friends with them, but he's also half black himself. On the one hand, I like that they had a character like that in the movie that was grappling with that. But then on the other hand, I actually don't know where that was supposed to go. It doesn't seem like any of the conflict was like resolved, and maybe it doesn't need to be because it's a complicated topic, especially if you were in his shoes. But anyway, yeah, I would say a lot that I liked about the movie. So I will just skip straight to the summary and rating. And for this movie, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. It was pretty enjoyable, pretty thought-provoking. I don't think I can completely disentangle it from the wider experience I had watching the movie, but even with all that, it was pretty good. All right, with that, I would love to hear what you thought about the movie, and so if you have any thoughts, please put them in the comments below. If you want to help this channel out, please like the video, which will help others find it, and subscribe for more. Peace.